How's it going, guys? Welcome to episode 41 of our On Target Talks. Today we're talking about honestly, no, for lack of a better word, incredible.
It was good. It was very good.
It was like old school airsofting. Like, I know
something that I was never a part of, so I got like exactly. I got like a glimpse. I got to look into the past like that, into the crystal ball of the Airsoft, New England Airsoft past.
As some people in AAR mentioned, it honestly made me remember why I play Airsoft. Like, it was that good of a game.
Oh yeah.
Did you post this on NEASG?
Yes, it is on NEASG.
Cool. So yeah, the AAR is on NEASG for everyone else, but we like to do ours in video format. But before we start with that, I'm gonna let. I should mention the op we're going to is Copper Green up in Ultimate Battlegrounds in Cape Cod, run by Coble or Gordon. And
Chaboy.
We'll talk more about it in just a few minutes. But first, we're going to do our announcements, upcoming stuff.
Yeah, let me tell you about what's going on here at Extreme. So Nerf nights are back. The first Nerf night was a huge success, and we're looking to get even more crazy tomorrow night. So make sure you come for that. It's $10 per head. Dinner is a quarter pizza and a drink. That's an extra $5. What's up?
CCD is on Wednesdays for St. Francis.
What is CCD?
Did your family just never go to church?
On Sundays.
Right. So you know exactly what it is.
Well, CCD, I'm guessing that it's like Bible study, right?
Yeah, like did you ever do like church school stuff? Yeah, they do that on Wednesdays at St. Francis.
Oh, that's lame. Is that what you're saying? So that's like why they're not here? Or
yes.
What? Okay. Well, whenever that's over, come through.
Yeah, exactly. The point is come by after CCD. But either way, yeah, it's still, and my point is with that, we still had like 40-some
kids. 40 to 50 kids. And then just like last year, it just keeps on growing and growing. So it's just going to get better and better. Also, this Friday is the day that the world observes Veterans Day. So we are.
I think you or I had Monday off.
Yes, exactly. Except you or I get Monday off, which is bizarre for whatever reason. I mean, I guess since Mondays always suck, having a Monday off is nice, but then there's a whole issue with I have an exam on Tuesday at 8 a.m. But when I have a day off, I go into day off mode. So you'd think it'd be good, like, oh, I have a whole day to study for this exam, but it's more like, oh, I have a whole day off. And then it's bad.
Dumb.
I am very dumb, but hey, you know what? I'm doing really well in all my classes so far. So anyway, so back to the whole point of Veterans Day. We are doing Veterans Day gaming. It is open not just the normal Friday hours from 5 to 9. It is open 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Guess what?
Awesome. It's
still the same price of $15. $35 for a rental, and then
and a very special price for veterans.
Yes, is $0.
It's fantastic. That's my kind of price.
$0, exactly. The best kind of thing is a free thing, no matter what it is, unless it's, I guess, no. I'm just gonna say that anything that's free is good. I mean, even if it's bad, why would you pay for something that's bad? So, anyways. To just move on and keep my flow
Only
of
you
sentence.
Can make this conversation confusing.
I know, but I'm just keeping with the flow of this whole thing. So it's $0. Just come with your, your military ID. I do believe just about anyone with a military ID will get it, even if they haven't served in the combat theater. Correct?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's a military ID, not a DoD ID.
Yes, yeah. So even if you have like a security clearance, that doesn't count. You have to be actually in the armed forces.
Yes.
So a whole day of gaming for free or $15 if you're not a military. No matter what, still a great deal. It's going to be an excellent day of gaming. Hope to see you guys there. Nerf night, just like I said, is all Wednesdays. We got Pistol Shotgun night is coming up the following Friday, which is the 17th. Make sure you mark that in your calendars to either come or not come here, depending on if you have a shotgun. If you don't, or a pistol. I mean, first of all, if you don't have a pistol, you're very wrong. You should absolutely stop by and get one. Just come. I mean, we also have I think they're the M1014 shotguns in stock. Adult night is the following Saturday night. You guys all know about that. And then we are also closed for Thursday Thanksgiving. And then the next big event that we're doing is going to be Operation Revenge of the Grinch, and that is going to be Sunday, December 17th. That is going to be a Christmas and Star Wars themed event. As you can tell, it's a play on words, Revenge of the Sith, Revenge of the Grinch. They're both bad guys. So, some more details to come on that event. Pre-registration will be live within the next week or so. We always try to get pre-registration up at least a month in advance. But other than that, that is just about it for the stuff.
You could say the op is starring the Grinch.
Yes, it is starring the Grinch as he fights in wars. Oof, that one hurt me.
All right.
I'm sorry.
But like I said, we can get on to
What's up, James?
Let's we'll talk about today's topic a little bit. We'll do the news a little bit later. So there's already been some great feedback about this op on NEASG.org on their AAR. Here's Cobalt itself. Like I said, some great content already. Everyone seems to say, much to my agreement, that this is just an incredibly good op.
It was nice.
There are a few maybe modifications I might suggest, but those are minimal, and I'll discuss those in a bit. But overall, like I said, one of the most fun things I've done in Airsoft in a long time.
Oh yeah, it was just so different because I always am just so used to showing to the show up and shoot kids kind of game,
Right.
you know.
And lately, it seems most Airsoft games, especially with the larger crowds, is like, for example, Autumn Justice. The storyline that Cole writes is incredible, and we miss most of it because there's just so many people. It's hard for
there's so
everyone
much
to
going
interact with it. Whereas this game, you were forced to interact with every bit of the storyline, and that's, I think, what really sold it as such a good game. Why don't you take a second to explain the format here?
Don't know why that just started making noise. That's very funny. But yeah, so
Hilarious.
hilarious. Anyways, so how this game went was there were 6 cells. There was 36 people that could go. It was an invite-only game, very exclusive. So of course that got my nipples all nice and hard when I was messaged by Gordon. Like, hey man, would you be interested in like a?
He was excited. Let me tell you.
I was very excited. I was just like reading this message, and I just like started slowly like doing the circles, and then I continued reading it, and then my hands went under my shirt, then my shirt was off, then my pants were off, and it just kept on going from there. And yeah, it was just so it was 36 players. It was invite only, and the reason for that wasn't to be like, oh, you're not good. This is our game. Screw off, kind of thing. Like you would expect.
I would have never invited James if that was the case.
Yes, exactly. Just kidding. I would be the guy writing that game. But no, it was more so that the missions were so involved that he needed people that were experienced, that would care about it, and obviously had experience playing Airsoft. Mm-hmm. And even if not Airsoft, the guy Scooter that we played with, he did, I think, 2 tours in Iraq or Afghanistan.
Yeah.
He was like his 3rd time playing, but he was on it because this was stuff that he was used to,
right?
Or that at least he had trained for. So,
it was more about mission critical stuff, less about pew-pewing.
Yes, yeah. I mean, you could be a hard hitter, but if you have no clue like what the second level of the mission is, like the story and all that
well,
stuff.
Well, at the end of the day, I think we all agree with our squad, we were much better at the recon-based things than necessarily the direct action stuff.
Yes.
Like the recon-based stuff, we did great.
Yes, we did.
Direct action, we kind of failed once or twice.
Yeah. Well, there's a few reasons I believe that happened, but I'll touch on that in a little bit.
Being established.
Well, I didn't plan on bringing up that.
I did.
But anyways, and so there were 6 missions, and each cell got to do it. Got to do the mission. So how it worked was usually it was 6 versus 3. 6 being your cell, and then 3 being the Stag Ops Red Team. That's like, these are guys who have been in the New England Airsoft community for years and years. Like, they're like the OG members, and they're also some very hard hitters. And generally what it was is these 3 were either as set up as role players or as an opposing force defending an objective. Almost every time they were defending an objective, and they had specific respawn locations. I'll get into that a little bit later.
We'll probably talk with the 6 missions. We'll kind of give our synopsis of each mission and how it went for us, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, and so each cell got to play each mission, and then they rotated out 3 members each time, so that the game, so that like you didn't have one red team squad or cell that was just doing the same thing over and over and over. But the only thing is you couldn't talk with the other cells that were there, otherwise it would spoil the game for everyone else. So that was definitely a very cool game.
And that was actually one of the great things about it being invite only is you'd expect that, okay, say we finished a mission and someone else was about to do it, you'd be like, oh, this is everything that happened, or oh, what happened in that mission, but everyone at this game that I talked to was like, oh no, I don't want to hear what was in that mission because I want to, I don't want to ruin the surprise.
Exactly.
And it's just a great example of with the right group of people.
Yeah, just what you can do. But yeah, so it was very, very cool. There were 2 nice long breaks in the day. There was 2 1-hour long breaks, and at the very, very end there was a joint mission between all the cells versus all the red team members. These cells were attacking town. But yeah, for the most part, the entire day was operating in the 6-man cell. Usually, stealth was stealth and some and a lot of planning was required before each mission.
Except for that one mission where we were successful by being mad.
Yes. Yeah.
But we'll get into that.
Yes. But yeah, so I guess we'll just go one by one and just talk about each mission.
Let's. Do you want to go A through F, or do you want to go the order that we played on?
I'll do the order that we played.
I agree with that.
Because I think we started with the last one, so we'll only be.
Yeah. So we started with F, which for that mission the goal was to get a crate. That way, actually, I never picked it up. If I'm going to be completely honest, I don't know why I should wait.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it was pretty heavy. I mean.
I know they got a little tired.
Yeah, they got a little tired, but they weren't screaming for someone else to pick it up. So
it was relatively heavy, nothing crazy, and we had to get it all. Oh, we should bring up a map.
I was about to say, or you should bring up the op board.
Yeah, I can do that. If I can find it. Do you want to keep talking about it while I bring up the op board?
Yeah. So each mission was run in a different section of UBG. So at one point in time, there were 6 different fields of play. And there was missions going on simultaneously. And how it worked was they did an air horn. And so every cell started at the exact same time. And really the only thing was make it to your briefing point before 30 minutes is up. Even if you fail completely and miserably, you get your squad to that point before 30 minutes is up because you're going to start the next mission briefing almost immediately after. So that kind of put a nice little extra level of stress, but it was still very fun. So the first mission we got to roll in the back of a pickup truck, but when we pushed back all the way out into the valley in the back of UBG, and our mission was to find evidence of a sniper team. Was to either find and observe evidence or locate the actual sniper team while we had to transport a very heavy crate
and not get killed.
Yes. So there's a whole lot of things. We could either completely avoid everything and go very far, or we could go hunting, or we could kind of do a combination of the two. We decided to do a combination of the two. We decided that since this was the valley, a sniper is going to want to funnel people into a low area and pick a high area to perch. So we decided, okay, well, if we go to the very, very edge of the field at UBG, that provides high ground, which overlooks the valley. Mm-hmm. So we figured we'll either run into the sniper there. That way, even if we do run into him, we're on even playing field, not he has the high ground. And there could be, 1 or 2 people. Exactly. I have the high ground. It's over. So that's what we decided to do. So we went all the way high up. We did our mission. I was on point with Scooter, while the rest of the squad stayed about 50 yards back.
It was then the 2 carrying the case, and then we were another about 25 yards back.
Yeah,
doing rear security.
Exactly.
So here I have a map, guys, for anyone that's curious. We started approximately here and had to bring the crate to here, and we chose to go all the way up on this ridge the whole way.
Yep.
It was a nice stroll through the woods.
Yeah, it was a good bushwhacking adventure. We didn't find any real evidence of a sniper or a sniper team.
Well, we found jewels, we found an ammo crate and stuff, but that wasn't apparently what we were looking
that
for.
wasn't
We were
part of the
looking for
mission.
shell casings.
Yeah.
It's a fun thing about a mission on a field that's been had like dozens and dozens of games on it is you kind of get leftovers sometimes.
Yeah. So we made it to our expo point. That was all neat and dandy. We got a fun little car ride back, and then we started mission 2. And mission 2 was definitely a fun one. That was
Well, we should mention with the first mission, at the end of the day, there was actually no.
Oh yeah. So I was going to get into that, but it turns out that at the very end of the day, they were a little short-staffed. I guess the people that were supposed to be doing that mission couldn't make it. It was very short notice. So there was actually no one on the field, and we spent 30 minutes, moving cover to cover, being very careful, tactical, when we could have just walked right into the front. We could have just walked into the front door, so to speak.
Yep.
We could have been talking loud, shooting the shit, but...
It's okay. We played it the right way.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's all right.
Yeah. And so then mission number 2 was in the trench field, was the paintball field. And mission 2 was actually very, very interesting. So we got a briefing, and we were told that there were a bunch of guys, like this is their homeland, and we are, we're not really exactly welcome there. We can go up and talk to them, and as long as we don't provoke them, they won't shoot at us, kind of deal. Which definitely adds a very high level of tension, especially in Airsoft.
A little realism to it, too.
Even though it's obviously scripted, you still feel that tension. It's very present. And the mission description was that these terrorist cells, they no longer use electronic forms of
They're using
communication.
couriers.
So yeah, exactly. They use couriers to physically transport documents about their operations and stuff that goes on. So we were given 2 means to disable, or I guess you could say tranquilize the enemy. Less than lethal. There we
Yes,
go.
less than lethal.
We were given 2 options for less than lethal, but the thing is, at that point, we had to carry them. So it was very much so in our interest to get them alive.
Not alive, but conscious.
Yes, but conscious. Yes. And so
this mission was so funny.
So this was a great mission. I actually got the better part of it. I got on camera. And so we're given our mission. We're going to find these guys, and one of them is a carrier. We're given information that they might be wearing red because that's a status symbol. I'm like, okay, look for someone wearing red, whatever. So we go in the field. We immediately make contact within 3 minutes of it starting. I'm like, okay, easy mission. Here we go.
But the whole time I'm thinking, this is Cobalt. This is too easy.
It is
too
exactly,
obvious.
and it almost was too easy.
If you ever play one of Cobalt's games, if there is an obvious solution, I promise you, it's the wrong solution.
Yes, that is very true. But we did not heed that. So we found the guy with the red. Like, okay, you come with us, buddy.
Me and James were keeping rear security while Pat and Alex were moving him forward.
Yep.
And Scooter and Chris were kind of just keeping forward security.
Yeah. I mean, how it was set up is that Patrick and Chris were approaching them, and then Des and I were to their right, and then Scooter and Alex were to their left.
So probably my favorite part here is at one point, they all start yelling, and they're all holding their guns.
And they don't speak English either.
Right. And you just see me and James fanning out, and you see Chris and Scooter on the far side fanning out. All of us, guns glow, but hands on the grips. And the second, that way, if they lifted their guns to shoot at Pat, who had the courier at the time, we would just pop up and shoot as fast as possible. And I give a lot of credit to role players here, because they acted like someone. In Airsoft, a lot of times role players are like, well, whatever, I'll respawn, I'm just going to shoot you anyway.
Yeah.
They did a good job of acting like someone who wouldn't want to get killed.
Exactly, yeah. They were like, at first they were, they kind of, at first they were like a little nervous, they kind of backed away. Then once we got up close and we apprehended who we thought was the suspect, we pulled him back behind, or Kurtat pulled him back behind a bale of hail basically, which is great. I mean, if I could give you the video file so you can look at it.
Hilarious.
And we just walked behind, and Kurtat has his pistol out. right on this guy's neck, and he's just like, "You shut the fuck up, and you don't say a word. You're talking, I shoot you." And so these guys, they don't speak English, and so he's just going, "Blah, blah, blah." He's like literally making like turkey noises, and so at one point he started going like, "Oh," and Kurt Tap's just like, "You shut up or I shoot you," and he pushes the guy's fucking. He was a little rough with him. He like pushes this kid's face into the fucking head.
You know,
tail.
players.
Yeah, he's like, "Shut up." And so, and then he was like, "All right, you know what? We think we have our guy." So he told Kurt Tap told the rest of us to fan out, and if these and he was basically like, "Okay, we're
Well,
just gonna walk by
initially,
these
Kurt
guys."
Tap's like, "Just shoot these two guys."
Exactly. Yeah. So I was about to say.
I'm sitting there and I'm like, he's like, "Think we can do this less than lethal if we fan out?" And I was like, "Yeah, well, we'll just keep guns on point, and if they lift their guns, we'll shoot them." So we start to move forward, and the other two role players stand in front of us, and they're like not letting us go and all this kind of stuff. And this goes for about 2 or 3 minutes, and all of a sudden, I guess Kurt Tap has a realization. He goes, "Scooter, come here a sec." And Scooter walks over with the less than lethal spray and just goes and knocks out the two other guys.
Yeah, that was pretty fantastic.
So at that point, we get the courier, or who we thought was the courier, to the exfil point, and we find out, and we get there, and the final role player, who's supposed to be our exfil contact, he goes, "All right, where's your documents? Where's your information?" And the courier guy's all like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And I lean over and I go, "So who confirmed he's the courier?" And everyone just looks at each other like, "Oh." So we find out very much so was not the courier. So
we had
with
to go
probably
back.
like 10 minutes left, we run back into the field. And at this point, we're like, "All right, we're in a rush." And the guy who was the courier is the biggest guy of them all. We use the less than lethal on him almost instantly, and we have to carry him out of the field.
Yes, this guy weighed 230 pounds, and he wasn't a fatty by any
Just a
means.
big
He was just
guy.
a big dude.
Right.
He was a big dude.
So we're trying to pull him out of the field, and someone comes up and yells, "Granada!" and throws a water bottle at us.
Yes,
And
actually, this is great.
The three of us go guns high and just following him. And he lifts his gun like 3 inches, and the three of us are just like, "Fuck, fuck, 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 fuck."
Yeah, no, so this is actually great. So they're like, searching this guy that they have on the ground. And, I noticed that everyone was like looking at what we were doing. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to kind of look around because I knew that there was another guy around there. And so we were right in front of the structure that was connected to a trench. And I just was like, I thought like I saw some like white in there. I don't remember seeing something white, so I just kind of I literally just like lean over and look in, and I just make eye contact with a guy. He looks right at me, and he throws like this white thing. He yells, "Granada!" And I look at it, I'm like, "Grenade!" And so I run behind this building, and and simultaneously, this guy's running, and then you just, like Des said, you just see his rifle go up, and we all just put like 40 rounds into him.
And it's funny, he just like, okay.
Yep, yeah, we just laced this kid. And then we got points off for that as a civilian casualty. But and they're like, "Oh, it was a water bottle." I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
He raised his gun.
He threw something, he yelled grenade, and he raised his gun. By any means, he should be dead.
Yeah.
And actually, it was the best thing is what Kurt Tap said. So we were talking about that, and Kurt Tap was like, "Okay, so we can all agree that he was hostile, right?"
And we're
we're like, "Yep." He's like, "Okay, good. We will not be put in jail for war crimes." Sounds like a
But
plan.
it was a really fun mission because the actors were great.
They were very good, yeah.
And that really can make or break that.
I usually don't like role players. I mean, you
But,
know
like,
that.
They did well.
Yeah,
They
like
did
when
really,
we were
really
walking
well.
by them right before we sprayed them, like he was trying to tell Kurt Tap, like, "No, get your hands off this guy."
Nope.
Yeah, get your hands off this guy. You bring him to us. You stay right there. And Kurt Tap's like, middle finger to you, buddy. Like, hell no. And and then it got more tense. Then we sprayed them, and they were very cooperative with that. It was all very well done.
Yeah, and huge thanks to not only to all the 24 or so guys that played Gray Team. That really made the event. Honestly.
Yes.
But so like you said, usually I'm not a fan of role players, but God, it made that mission.
They did a good job.
So much fun.
Yeah.
One of my favorite missions, I think.
That was by far one of my favorites too.
So the next mission was probably my favorite.
Was the stealth mission?
The town one.
Yes.
Yes.
That was a good one.
So The funny thing is we had to pretend that we were going through the town at night. Because we can't obviously control the sun.
Not yet.
Not yet. It's my next invention. No, but for this mission, we had to stealthily get into this town.
Locate 3 different areas.
Which was a server?
Yep, a server, ammunition, and weapons. Actually,
Yes.
no, server, medical supplies, and weapons.
Yes. We had to locate these, mark them on a map, take pictures, and exfil the town without getting seen. Now, apparently, we actually did this the best out of our squad did the best in this mission, which was surprising.
Yeah.
Because we didn't do this perfectly by any stretch of the imagination. We kind of effed up.
And so this one was.
We didn't even F up.
Yeah, it wasn't even our fault, and I'll touch on that in a second.
Yeah.
But in order to explain the game and how it went down, so this one was very, very, very much so a video game in real life.
Yes.
And what I mean by that is the role players were specifically dumbed down.
Yes.
And
because it was supposed to be night, so if you were being blatantly obvious, they would see you. But if you were like peeking out from a corner, they would kind of ignore it, and they had specific patrols they were watching.
Yes, yeah, and it was best described by the briefer who said it was kind of like Solid Snake, where they're otherwise very oblivious, but if you upset them, they're gonna go balls to the wall on you. And so like we were walking around, and at one point like one of them like looked dead at me, but I was like behind a corner, so he just like walked right by me. We like locked eyes, like we definitely knew what was up. And so we're doing our mission. We find one of them, one of the objectives. I take a picture, send it, and everything. We get like into the heart.
We're like
of town.
in the heart of the worst possible place.
Yes.
Me and James are in the same building, and there's just an alarm on the ground, and we thought that was one of the things we had to take a picture of, which was funny in its own right. And we're like up in this corner tight. And one of the cool things about the game, at first I was very confused, but it was actually an awesome part of the game, is that all these things happening simultaneously around the field were connected. So what happened is someone messed up the courier mission that we had just come from, and the courier came running into town and alerted them.
Yeah.
And then they would go for the alarm and sound the alarm, which would alert the role players in the next mission, like all upstream.
It was a whole daisy chain of events.
Which was really, really cool. Well, what happened is me and James are in the heart of this town. Kurt taps on a tower calling out positions. Like, things are going really, really well for us. And then all of a sudden he comes running in.
Yeah, you see this guy screaming.
And
what the fuck's going on?
So and I'm like, shoot. So we're trying to like tuck in to be like as stealthy as possible. And this guy comes running to set off the alarm. Well, I'm in the same room as the alarm. So like, he hops to come run in the doorway, and I go, whoop, and just fire like 4 rounds to his chest. And I'm like, well, shit, we've killed people at this point. And so I try and exfil at this point. I'm like, all right, shit's screwed. Let's get out of here. And we only have about like 6 minutes left. And I get shot by someone else. And I hear him going, wait, where's the alarm? I guess they had expected it to be going off at that point. And they finally set off the alarm, which ruins the people after us.
Yep.
And we are, what do you call it? So the rest of the squad takes out everybody in the town. I get medicked, and I go, all right, we got 4 minutes, hot exfil, and we just dip out of town. And we did get and James in the process, you found the last objective.
Yeah, so I was actually maneuvering around to take out the last of the guys, and in that I entered a building and I found another objective. And this is when I'm like getting over the radio, like, we're leaving, and I'm like, all right, just gonna snap a quick picture and dip the hell on out of here.
Yep.
But yeah, I was able to capture some sweet points right before the end there.
That was awesome.
So that actually went over very well.
Yeah.
And we would have definitely had a perfect game too.
If it weren't for that alarm.
Exactly. If it weren't for that alarm going off, which kind of sucked a lot.
But either way, it made it more fun. It honestly made that mission a lot more fun because it went from okay, we're being stealth to, oh shit.
Yeah, just hitting the wall.
Yeah, and I think we responded pretty well.
Yeah.
We made it out with everybody alive.
Yeah, everyone was up. I think we only had 2 people get shot in there.
Yep.
So that was very good.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
Great mission though. That one was just a ton of fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. The next one, however, that one was a little interesting.
So yeah, the next one. So okay, let me scroll to the map here. And if you guys remember what I was talking about earlier, oh sorry, this was, I forgot to scroll earlier. This is the map of the town. We entered, yeah, I have the cursor on it. We entered about here, or so. We had half our squad come around and enter in by the boat, and me, Kurtap, and James entered through this building right here. From there we went to the hospital, got the server, and we were about here in the middle of the town when stuff went awry. And then we just our exfil was over here where it says, MSR North. So section C. So what's funny here is our objectives were a radio station here that needed to be, a server here that needed to be hacked for 5 minutes and then blown up. And this was at the downed plane if you play at UVG. We had another objective here, which just needed to be blown up. And finally, shortwave, and this was what was this one that just needed to be blown up? I don't remember. That flag.
That was hard hat. Oh, but it was communications.
All right. Yeah. And then a shortwave radio station that needed to be transmitted for 5 minutes. So and we start here, and our exfil was here. And what made it hard is there was the gray men were hiding or sleeping, in this building here. We had to be careful not to wake them. They would be woken up by any activity, the alarm from the town, as we mentioned, the whole daisy chain effect, or when we blew up one of these objectives. So our plan was to blow up these objectives as simultaneous as possible and have already transmitted on the shortwave radio so we could just exfil instantly. And the obvious solution is to take this road here because you can pass as far away as possible from here. But this is Cobalt. And the obvious solution is the wrong solution.
Yes. As always.
And we got into the woods right on this line and followed the line of the road down and stepped a little bit. But as we went to go cross the road to the server area, we got spotted by a lookout who was not sleeping in the building back here. And he went running back, awoke everyone, and came up to engage us. And me and James dipped back. Mostly everyone got around flat to try and hold out. We were able to blow up flat. We were able to score the 5-minute transmit at the shortwave radio station, but were not able, unfortunately, to blow up and hack the server. Yeah, that was a bit fail.
Yeah, so that one ended up pretty bad.
It was kind of funny though, because obviously tensions are high in these games, and when we got spotted, Kurtap was just like, screw it, and just went chasing after this dude, shooting him in the butt, trying to shut him up so he could wake up everybody else.
Yeah, sadly we didn't make it to him in time, so the rest of the mission was just a firefight between everyone else.
But it was, it was our first real firefight of the day too, so it kind of made it okay. It was fun. The only issue we had is they would respawn so quickly that you take somebody out. It was impossible to take all 3 of them out.
Yeah. They had a really good position to defend.
Right, and you took one person out, they'd respawn and just come tag you from that direction.
Yeah, and that is really the issue that I had. I mean, most with the whole day was just the respawns, and that's
one of the small criticisms. But I think we'll talk about criticisms a little more towards the end. But some small criticisms here and there. But either way, it was a fun mission. We didn't do so hot on it, but it was fun nonetheless.
Still a fun one.
So now the towers mission.
Yeah, the square one that revolved around TIG or kick-ass, whatever it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so the idea here is that there was a commander that was doing a tour around 4 towers in this playing area that were marked on the map we were given at the beginning of the mission. And then there was it Fort Ivy? No, it wasn't even. It was like Ivy.
Yeah, no, that's what it was called, Ivy.
It was Ivy in the center, which we all mostly know as Fort Tig. And we could burn 3 of those 4 towers so they weren't able to respawn at any of the burned towers, or go back to them for that matter. But we made the decision from the start. We were going to burn the tower that was right here about where we started, and we were going to burn the far 2 towers, and then we were going to double back towards Ivy, so that their respawn would be as far away as possible from both Ivy and our exfil point.
Well, slight miscommunication that we didn't understand. We didn't realize that the person we were trying to capture, that commander, we thought he was going to be at one of the 4 towers. We didn't realize he was moving from tower to tower.
Yeah.
So we checked this tower, and the top corner of them didn't burn it, and then moved to the other towers. And in the process, I guess he moved back to that tower, or Ivy, and we weren't able to capture him. But what really, unfortunately, did us in, and again, this brings us to one of the other small criticisms of the day, is that while we were moving along this field line at the edge to avoid TIG, where we could see basically the offboard, we saw all the guys in TIG, and we're like, okay, we'll stay away from that, burn the towers, and then engage them so that their spawn is as far away as possible. Well, we were moving along the field, the sector line here, and also we got engaged from we're moving, top to bottom here, and we got engaged on our right flank. And so then we pushed in to try and engage back, and the engagement lasted probably about 10, 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
And then most of us are dead at this point, and I start talking with one of the guys playing Greyman, and we come to the realization that those were supposed to be the Greyman for the next mission, not for this mission. So they made the executive call that we were all back in play, but we had still burned 15 minutes of our time at that point, unfortunately. And we burned the last 2 towers, didn't find the commander we were looking for, tried to engage Ivy. James, actually, you got right up on it.
I got right up on it.
And I had a transponder, which kills me. We had a planned transponder in Ivy as well.
I got right up on it. I heard both of them. I knew exactly where they were. I knew they weren't looking where they should have. I knew they weren't looking where I was going to come.
Clean house.
I was about to just clean it out like oh my god.
It would have been, and then
the horn sound.
The end game horn sounds, and we go.
That was
so
so sad.
I wish we could have redone that one without the time loss, because I would have really liked to see how we did. I think we would have cleaned house on that one altogether if it weren't for that time lost.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, stuff happens. I'll go into possible fixes for that if this game were to be run again. But nonetheless, fun mission.
Definitely.
And then our final mission, Mission E. So the funny thing is, in our engagement in Sector D, when we got pushed into Sector E by where the people were engaged by, we saw all the boxes that were supposed to be hidden in the sector.
Right. So they're like, he's giving us our briefing, he's like waiting for us, our briefer, he's waiting for us to play, and we're just like, we're just going to kind of go at it. Like, we already know where everything is.
Whoops.
But the funny thing is, so we enter the field up here and move down. The boxes were in about this area, and we're trying to be all sneaky and stealthy and move into this area to try and find the boxes. And the engagement starts, and we get pinned and picked off, and we end up killing all of us.
Yep.
We only take a few of them out. But the way this mission was run is you were able to restart with no time added to the clock if you were all killed. So we restart the mission, and at this point we're like, screw this. We have limited time left. We're all a little annoyed in ourselves that we didn't do well, and we just go at it. And we just charge right up to the boxes, win the initial engagement with the 3 guys that were there, dug in, and we're just literally chasing people down through the brush, shooting them, no exaggeration. And we find the box, I throw in the code, and it opens. We take a picture of the document, and I'm like, all right, security. And I'm trying to open this box. We take the picture, and I'm like, all right, let's exfil. And then there was probably about 30 seconds of argument about where exfil was, which was a bit of a fail on all our parts. Yeah. And in that 30 seconds, it gave the guys enough time to go respawn and come back up. We were just prepping to exfil, and they came around the corner and wasted half of us instantly. Yeah. And James was like, do I get any points if I make it to exfil alone? And the ref was like, I don't know. James like, all right, bye. And goes in a dead heat. We had a minute left. He does a dead run. You ended up making it?
I did make it, yes. I did make it to the expo.
I'm not sure if we got points or not. I was talking to the Greyman after, and they're like, yeah, we saw him took off, but we had just run to and from respawn, and we were like,
no way. Yeah.
Which kills me because had we all just sprinted when we like initially got the info, if we just started running, we probably all would have been golden.
Yeah.
I should have just started running. Just been like,
Exactly.
guys, follow me.
Yeah. Still a fun one though.
Oh, it was
two,
good.
I think that one.
It was good. So I will talk about my small criticisms here, and well, here if you have any criticisms.
That was the last one we did, right?
Yep. Sorry. And then there was the joint force at night, your bread and butter.
Yeah.
So I'll let you talk about that. You saw a lot more action during that round than I did.
Yeah. So what we did with that one was all of the red team or green team, they were all in the town, and then everyone that was playing got all played together. So it was just two teams versus each other. One's defending town, one's attacking, and so they had a few respawn points that we could take out, and then forcing them into a single respawn. So our squad, I mean, I think we were just like the cool squad because that was the second time we got dropped off in a vehicle. So so we loaded up in the back. I love just doing vehicle drop-offs. It's so much fun. I also don't get to walk, so that's just like probably the best motivation for that.
We know no cardio.
Yeah, right? Well, it's just easy. Conserve your energy, man. So we get in there, we get dropped off, and then the game goes. And so in one of these buildings there was an HVT that we had to take out. So we get in there.
And we got in there surprisingly fast.
Yeah,
way
we got
faster
in
than I
real
expected.
quick. Yeah. And it turns out that they were not expecting us. That we had about 2 squads or so enter from the rear, and the other 4 entered face on, and they were not expecting that. And so the first 4 squads that went in on the other side, front, on the front, they took out their respawn zones, effectively pushing their respawn zone into the castle.
Oh, I didn't realize they successfully took.
Yeah, they
it
had taken that, and then we were right up on them, and we had another squad deep into the farm, into farm. So they're in.
They were being engaged from everywhere. Basically.
Yeah, exactly. So they were holding a really good, looking at town. My left hand right here is castle. So we were right here. We had in the woods. We had all teammates right here. The reason why I knew that was because I was sitting right here. I was watching enemies exit. At least a squad of like 3 or 4 guys exit there. And with about 2 minutes, they all walked out with red
Well, funny
flags
thing,
on.
I had to walk through that fire. Remember, I had to go get the grenade.
Yeah.
In that process of doing that, I had to walk through that firefight, like just from cover to cover to try and get this grenade from someone and come back.
And it was hilarious because I just saw these guys go in. 2 minutes later, they just come out.
Oh yeah. So
okay, that's clear.
we need to get into this building to kill this HVT and then blow up the building. Kill the HVT, take a picture, go, cool, let's blow up the building. Where's a grenade?
No.
Silence.
Yes.
So our commander calls over to any other squads that might have a grenade, and we find one. So me and him dip out of the building, and this is where I lost contact with James for the rest of the mission. And we dip out of the building, we like go through the dark to try and link up with the squad to grab a grenade from them to come back to be able to blow up the building. And it's funny, as we were back, I run into, Kurtap had run on a gunship.
So he had a saw.
So he came off that truck looking for the squad, and I ran into him just like by chance. We're talking, I tell him, okay, you need to bring this grenade to that building. And me and the commander go to deliver the grenade somewhere else. Well, Kurtap walks away, and it must be 50 seconds later, is me and the commander get hit by this dude that was like coming up the rear. So he hits us, we're both sitting there waiting for a medic, and the guy takes off. And Kurtap comes back and he's like, I couldn't find where you were talking. What happened? You're both dead. So he medics us in. And then I bring Kurtap to the building and we end up blowing it up successfully. But it was just funny because he like walked away and came back and he was like, what happened? There's no one around and now you're dead.
Exactly. No, that was a good one. And yeah, I mean, I had a pretty good
You guys
game.
use your fixed night vision.
Yes, I got to use my night vision, and
You
sadly,
got
it wasn't dark enough for me to really use it. But there are a couple buildings that were really dark, and I couldn't see what was going on. So I click it down, and I could watch what they were doing inside the building, even though it was like pitch black from my perspective.
Nice.
So that I netted a few kills from that, and then I eventually pushed up to the trench, that RV, that RV trailer right outside the castle, and I linked up with APOC. Who was another cell team leader, and we were about to push up on a whole group of them, but then the timer went. So overall, I think we completed the majority of that mission. I'd say about 80%.
Well, apparently, what kills me is when I was looking for that grenade, I don't think I told you this yet, actually. When I was looking for that grenade, I ran across another dummy on the ground. And I was like, I wonder what this is for. Now, me in the moment was like, I'm on another mission, I'll deal with this in a moment. And so I'm working on the other mission, I saw it, made note of it, and kept going. Well then, me and the commander end up delivering that grenade to the last group that needs it. And they're like, all right, all we have to do left is find the dead body in the woods and take a picture of it. And I'm like, shit, I walked past it. I literally stepped over it. And we go to try and move there to get to that body, and at this point, the Op 4 had like surrounded it to protect it, and so we couldn't get it. And I was like, I was just there. I just took the picture. So that was a bit fail on my part, but it's okay. It's okay. It was still an awesome time. Overall, like I said, I know I'm going to go into a few criticisms and maybe a few possible rule tweaks that I might suggest, but overall I want to make it clear that these are minimal compared to how great the day was. What do you just think?
Just the news.
Oh, okay. So things I might tweak is my two issues, and I'll have James mention his in a moment, is, as I mentioned with the Towers mission, we were getting hit by someone from a different sector. These sectors were literally right up on top of each other. There was no dead zone between them, and there was no marked.
Yeah, it wasn't marked.
So like maybe I suggest next time either spray paint trees, or if you can't do that, put like white flags in the ground. I understand that takes some time, it's a bit frustrating, but it would have just been nice to keep that kind of conflict from happening. And because we had literally, 10 minutes to memorize the exact zones before each mission. So it was easy for us to go outside the borders, especially because UBG looks massive when you look at Google Maps, and all of a sudden you're like, oh wait, I crossed that area already. You're right. So not that UBG is tiny, but it's smaller than it looks on maps.
Yeah.
You cover more ground than you expect. So that might be something I suggest, is better marking of the zones, which I think everyone kind of realized was a bit of an issue, but it wasn't the end of the world. For the most part, it worked great. There was just a few issues here and there. The other one that I would definitely suggest changed is
the respawns.
The respawns, yes. Yeah. So now there's only 3. Many could argue there's only 3 of the Gray Men, and there's 6 of us. We should have been able to win easy, but they had instant respawns. They literally needed to run back, just like here, run back, touch the zone you started in, and keep playing. And what would happen is you take somebody out, and they'd get to respawn and come back before you even were able to move positions, and they know right where you were, come at you at a different angle, and hit you. And it's that kind of like coming from the dead and having prior knowledge thing that quickly really made some of the missions unplayable, unwinnable once action started. Both mission C and mission D were perfect examples. Is with mission C, there was no way we were going to be able to move up to basically right next to the respawn once we were engaged by them. Yeah. Because once we hit one guy, we'd move to take another guy, and the first guy would already be back to engage us, and there was no way we'd ever take out all 3 long enough to sit there for 5 minutes and defend it. Yeah. It just wasn't going to be possible. Whereas if they had like a 60-second to maybe a 90-second bleed out, or 2-minute bleed out, I think it would have really changed the balance of the game a little bit there. And then even more so, Mission E is the other one I was talking about. Mission E with the boxes, we literally wiped all 3. We wiped all 3. I sat down at the box, opened it, and we took a picture, and they were already back shooting at us.
Yeah, no, it was just how quick they were with the respawn. I thought it was kind of cheesy.
Again, like a 2-minute respawn, I think would have fixed everything. But this was the first time this has been run, so some tweaking's in order, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely.
If it was absolutely perfect the first time, that would be, unheard of.
Yeah.
Do you have any other complaints or suggestions for tweaks?
Just really the respawns. The respawns in the zone, same as you. I felt like definitely could be improved. Other than that, I thought it was a really interesting day. I just wish there was a bit more nighttime play.
Yeah,
it's my only thing.
What was I gonna say? I would love to, like I said, me and James were discussing, I would really love to take the ideas of this kind of more recon elemented gameplay, like Spec Ops style gameplay, and apply it to maybe like Special Friday Nights or something here at Extreme. Of course, I'd want to check with Kobold, make sure he'd be okay with that, because it would be taking a lot of what he spent a lot of time on. But just make it accessible to players who maybe can't afford or don't have the time to come to these bigger games.
Yeah.
I think it would be pretty cool, especially because we can control the sound and lighting and all that here. So maybe we'll see that in the hopefully the very near future.
Yeah.
What was your highlight of the day?
Highlights, probably just moving in town, like the very last mission. I really like moving, I really like firefights. I love CQB firefights, especially in town. It's always a good time for me. I mean, I hosed a couple guys, which is always fun. Let's see, I mean, other than that, it's really just about it. I mean, I just wish I had like the comms recording to show everyone, but sadly the device I use wasn't
comms
as well. But yeah, that was really it. Just the firefight in town. That's always my favorite.
You're also transmitting super quiet all day.
Yeah, no, it's the new setup. I need to kind of fine tune that.
Is there a way to tweak the transmit volume?
I'm sure.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that.
I'd say my highlights had to be the courier mission or moving in town stealthily missions. But I'm always the stealth over action kind of person.
Yeah.
I prefer to, I guess my gameplay style is try and outsmart the enemy to the point where you don't even need to shoot.
Yep.
That's the kind of gameplay I like, and that's really where our squad did best. I mean, our squad, we should point out, was literally recon from AJ.
Yeah, it literally was.
Like, it was like Group 4 Recon Unite. And it was incredible. It was so much fun. I can't get over how great this was. And what was really awesome is, like I said, with this limited player group, I knew almost every face there.
Yeah. I didn't know I didn't know a couple of the OG guys. I mean, I know their names and I know of them, but I've never like really talked to them.
Yeah. And it was just a very different experience. The attitude all day was amazing. Everyone was really happy. The salt was minimal. I'd love to see more games like this.
Yeah, me as well.
Absolutely would. Is there any other final thoughts you'd like to throw out?
No.
Yeah, I'd say that mostly wraps up that. So, maybe we'll think of something else to say when we move into the news. But let me pull up that document real quick. Actually, there was so you want to talk about this grenade first, I assume.
Yeah.
There was a player who was talking about another grenade I'd never heard of. I wish I remembered the name of it. It's like another green gas powered grenade. But either way.
Might be this?
It wasn't this. I looked it up. It didn't look like this at all.
So this is interesting because it's ASG's to put a blatant copy of the Cyclone and the Tornado. They even named it the Storm.
That's kind of funny, actually.
And that's why I say it's blatant, just because you have the Tornado, the Cyclone, and then the Storm.
So did the pellets come out here?
So the pellets come out. Let me look at the trackpad.
At the TV.
Yes, right where that is. So it's just like the Cyclone. It comes out on that. It comes out tangent.
So what's these holes for?
I don't know.
Because it looks like this one doesn't have the holes, and this one does have the holes.
I don't know. Maybe there's different models. They're still on pre-order, I think. But just like the Cyclone, you have that ejection port which is tangent to that cylinder, and that way it forces it to spin as it releases the BBs, which is pretty cool. It's just it literally looks like they took a Cyclone and a Tornado and just kind of mashed them together.
See, my issues with grenades like this is, and they don't talk about it here, which kills me. I'd rather have 50 BBs come out at 300 FPS than 165 BBs come out at 100 FPS.
Yeah, I know.
Because you would agree, I think most of the time the grenades go off and you would feel the pellets hit.
Yeah, I mean you feel them. I've gotten one thrown in my face before. You definitely feel them.
Used with .2 gram blaster beads.
But yeah, so that's something new that caught my eye. Maybe I'll bring in a
Yeah.
few just to test them out.
Really, durability is key, and durability and complexity.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like the tornado grenades were great; they were fairly durable, but you really had to know what you're doing to put it together and to service it. The cycling grenades are a little simpler, but not quite as durable. So this is a blatant copy, but it's both super simple and super durable.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
I'm okay with
Capitalism wins.
it.
And so up next on the news is there is a petition in Australia to get airsoft gun to allow airsoft guns to be imported back into Australia. Basically, it's a petition for airsoft to become a thing once again in Australia. Looks like it already has quite a few signatures. I'm very curious to see how this goes. But I mean, it's a very official. I mean, it's on their Parliament of Australia website. They're going through all the proper channels to get this done, and I think it'll be very interesting to see this happen. But yeah, if you read through it, I mean, essentially since 1956, it prohibited the import of all airsoft guns. So among like other, actually, yeah, specifically airsoft guns. So hopefully we can see that back from my boys down in Australia, in the upside down over there. Those of you that watch Stranger Things.
I just finished episode 7. I got 2 more left.
Oh yeah, you're gonna like it. You're gonna like the last 2 episodes.
I bet.
Episode 7 was definitely weird. It obviously set up season 3. I'll tell you that much.
Oh yeah.
But Stranger Things episode 7, I thought kind of dragged on. It was just so weird, but whatever. They're just getting ready for the next one. But yeah, you'll like the next ones. But yeah, this should definitely be a very interesting to see how this goes.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I would love to see it. I think airsoft should be everywhere, really. But that's all really on that. And then up next, APS has released another pistol that looks like a Glock. This one is full auto. It is gas blowback, unlike their APS pistols, whatever the other one is. I think it's like the APC or Next Executive Away. Whatever they call it, this one is going to be the gas blowback one, the full auto. Yeah, they call it the Shark.
APS. Your names are always hilarious. I wish
they put like a shark on it at least.
I wish they made it reliable. That's all I ask.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see how that goes. I mean, it's full auto gas blowback, so it's definitely gonna make a few players' pants tight. But that's about really all I can imagine with that one. I mean, I think their timing. I know what they're doing with their timing is trying to get in before the Umrex Glocks are dropped, because they know that if they release this after that, they'd never sell one of them.
I mean, this one's fairly minimally Glock shaped. I mean, rough outline.
I mean, you got a safety on the lower receiver. I'll give them that.
Yeah,
but the shape of it is
the grip. The lower grip shape is fairly different. It's a striker design. I'll give you that.
It's a Glock. They're trying to be Glock. But it should be interesting.
23 rounds in 2.5 seconds. That's interesting. That's less than 10 rounds a second.
Slow.
Huh.
Those are rookie numbers. You gotta pump those numbers up.
Yeah, right. I'm just surprised by that. Did you have a second link to this? Is that what I saw?
The second link was just another picture. It's probably one of the same ones in there, actually.
That'd be fun to do. Wait, 50 rounds. Oh, no, okay. 50 lets you shoot 50 rounds on one green gas fill. That's true. That's not too bad. It's pretty cool looking though. I like the fire selector better. With my G18C, I do admit the fire selector gets flipped by accident from time to time. The old WE one.
Yeah, the new ones. I do believe the Glock 19 is going to have really? Hidden full auto one. Yeah.
I have to admit, APS rifles always look really cool. Like I said, it's just the whole reliability thing. That's the issue.
Yeah.
Anything interesting in the comments or anything like that?
I have on YouTube, Ben Trans asking about putting a new gear set into an Amoeba. and I'm telling him how very hard that is.
It's not okay. It's hard. I would definitely have a professional do it, but it's very rewarding when it's done, and it's not impossible. So
The whole thing that is required there is you have to take your stock gear,
Pull out the magnet.
not just pull out, cut out the magnet. That's the hardest part. You have to cut out the magnet, then you have to take that magnet and glue it, usually epoxy it, into the new set of gears in just the right place. If you don't do it right, the gun won't work right. So I usually super glue it for a few shots to make sure the gun cycle's right, then take it back out, disassemble the gun again, and then epoxy it. I've done it once, and it came out really good. It's probably one of the very, very few amoebas with super shooter gears in them. It was Joe Payne's old gun, that's how long ago it was. And, but the gun shot very well after. It was real cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's certainly a bit of a pain.
Yeah.
And we could do it. We could do it. Stefano knows how to. It's not hard.
Oh, Stefano's done it before?
No, but I told him about it. I'm not going to give him.
Oh, okay.
The worst part, like I said, is literally you have to go at the original gear with a Dremel to get this magnet out.
Yeah.
So there's no switching back. When it's done, it's done.
Yeah, but it's, I agree, I would agree, it's very rewarding. But he wants to do like a whole like MOSFET build, all that stuff like that. Yeah, I don't think it's the best gun for that. I would recommend just getting a VFC,
I don't know.
upgrading it.
If you're willing to do the custom work, yeah, I think it'd be okay.
He wants us to do it.
No, I know. I'm just saying is, if you're willing to pay for it, I think it's not the worst base gun. The only issue I have is that if you're going to be running more than 350 FPS, you should start with a VFC or Crytek just for the harder shell.
Yeah.
Probably VFC, to be honest.
VFC
better
is the best though.
If you're looking for compatibility for a really good upgrade route, like start with an Avalon and just go up from there.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard to beat that.
I agree. Did you do it with SHS gears?
Yes.
Okay, alright, because I was just asked, yeah. So
Yeah.
we could do that, Ben.
It was SHS Super Shooter gears. Back when their bevel gear was good.
Yeah, right. That's so annoying that it always strips.
The nice thing is it's the same ratio as the stock gear, so I end up just
Yeah.
usually just keeping the stock gear.
Yeah.
With an Amoeba, if you're going to do that, you absolutely have to replace the bushings with bearings, though.
Yeah, they eat
Amoeba
those
bearings
I've just seen that a lot.
Oh my god, so bad. So one time I thought a gun had a strip piston, and literally the bearing was so eaten through that the sector gear moved away from the piston. It's not that it stripped, literally it ate the bearing down so much the sector gear was too low to engage the piston.
That's terrible.
It's like areas, they got like 95% of the way.
It's like Sistema, right?
Yeah.
The electronics.
They got 95% of the way to a perfect gun.
One thing is it's flip flopped in the Sistema. They got the electronics nailed, but then mechanically they dropped the
So
ball.
yeah, let's tell your story of your gun.
I replaced the brushes. I was so gung ho. I was counting my chickens. I'm like, guys, I fixed it.
And
a year.
the best part is before the event, I made the joke. He's like, I put like 80 mags through it, and I was go, we wore out the brushes again in those 80 mags. He's like, screw you, Des.
I can't. No, there's no way I wore out the brushes. I put like 8 mags through it. There's no way in hell that I did that. So I'm gonna send G-Shot an email regarding that, and hopefully I can get some, get a reply for that. Let's see. Does VFC make a version 3 shell?
VFC has an AK.
Yes, that's what I thought.
Yep.
Actually, the VFC AKs, I don't think they've made them in a while because
They're very rare.
they're focused on
They sell for around like
license.
$1,000.
No.
No, they do. I've seen them go for that high.
Point is they're a little more rare nowadays because VFC focuses on licensed product. But man, were they pretty! Look at this thing.
Up there, right? They're right up there with like E&L and other stuff like that, right?
Yeah. Like, okay, that's a bad example. This one right here. Look at this.
Gorgeous.
It's so pretty. Oh, you know what? I might as well show that up on the screen. And switch.
These were gorgeous guns. I always considered getting a VSC AK, and they were one of the guns to build. So, way back when, man, this is when I started playing Airsoft. They used to make a version 3 and 2 compatible Prometheus via a titanium gear train.
Titanium gear train?
So it was super lightweight. And it was super expensive. It was like $100-something for the gear train. Incredibly rare. Let's see if I can find it. Prometheus Everyone gets to see how I can't spell. I see if they're even listed for sale anymore. Like, oh, is this it? Damn, these are pretty gears. Look at this.
Those are Prometheus?
Yeah, those are torque gears, though.
Very nice.
But no, this gear train actually had, it was pre-shipped. So it had a bracket that you drop in one piece into the gearbox. It was really weird. Let's see. Piece, gear. I haven't seen these things in, not one piece as in freaking anime.
The anime, what? Oh, One Piece.
Yeah, I mean, this stuff has basically disappeared from the internet, unfortunately. Anything good in the,
Charles is asking about a good aftermarket version 3 shell. Retro alarm, CNC cut.
honestly though, if I were going to suggest one, it would be that.
Anybody think so?
Yep. Oh, right, I meant to look up AKs before I closed that window. Honestly, if you're going to buy an aftermarket shell, just buy the best aftermarket shell.
Yeah. But this is Charles, so he's going to want to, having a, he's going to want to have an option, that maybe isn't the most expensive option. I know him, and I know how he likes to roll. So he's going to want to get, he's going to want to get something that's the best for his value.
Whoa, okay. I opened Airsoft GI.
I don't think you can do a DSG in an Amoeba, right?
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So for those referencing, by the way, VSC AK sell for like $450 when they're in stock.
Oh, okay. I've seen them sell for much more as used, just because they're so sought after.
Right. They do very, very limited runs. Let's see. VSC Airsoft AKM on eBay. Oh. I don't know. I give up. Let's see. I mean, it's hard to find aftermarket version 3 shells that aren't like crazy though. I mean, JGs were really, really strong. They're slightly out of spec, but they're not terrible.
JG?
Yeah. They make very beefy shells.
Echo 1 might be a good option. Echo 1's pretty, or is that the same as JG? Oh. I thought they used different gearboxes, no? Oh, well, I stand corrected.
Echo 1 AK is a JG AK.
I wouldn't know that.
You should know that.
I guess so. Things I'll learn over time.
My original Airsoft, my first skirmishable Airsoft gun was actually an Echo 1 AK.
Oh, really?
Yep. And that's the reason I've never run an AEG since. It was a lot of fun, not gonna lie. It was a fun gun, and this, to be fair, was back when I was like a junior in high school.
What's up, Harrison? How you doing?
So this was when I was like a junior in high school. So this was like before Airsoft guns were reliable.
Yeah.
The motor burned out on it, the trigger contacts burned out on it, and I had no idea what I was doing back then. So like, I failed at disassembling and reassembling it hard. But nonetheless, since then I've been like, gas blowbacks are more fun, and then Polar Star came out and changed.
Talk about the PTW life, man.
Changed the world. Nope. Nope. Hey James, what happened about mid-mission at one point?
It definitely worked fine.
Yeah. And once you ran that twin.
Yeah, just as Just as normal, you know?
Once you found that twig, right? So me and James are
Normally-
the last two alive in our squad, and I'm moving to engage this guy who's shooting at us, and I just hear James go, "It does. I think my battery's dead."
That'd be impossible because I got very long batteries.
And you fired like 8 shots.
Yeah, and I made sure I put in a charge
Yeah,
battery.
and I just go, "Damn butt, I freaking hate you."
Never pistol on me either.
That's right. I gave you a CO2, and you're like, "Nah."
Yeah, that trash. Get away from me.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh, actually, you know what? That is one more thing I want to mention about the op. Is I appreciate a good long lunch hour. Me and James actually were both saying, you know, it was nice to eat lunch without stress. When we were just sat there and chilled and ate food. The break between the last mission and the final mission, like the last, like mission, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
was a little too long. It
I
was-
like the breaks. I like my long breaks.
Okay, but it was like
Those
a
are nice.
little over 2 hours. That was a little long. That was a little painful, but because I was sitting there like shivering after a while.
Yeah, I was getting really cold, and I was wearing a nice big jacket too.
Yeah, but either way, it wasn't bad. We got about 5 minutes, so we have to do a wrap up.
Yeah.
So, anything else in the comments worth chatting about?
Nothing really. Ben seems to be adamant on the fact that there is a DSG Ares Amoeba.
I mean, you could do it if you'd have to get 2 magnets.
Yeah, 2 sets of magnets.
Yeah, I'm sure it exists. Whether it's practical to do is the question. Because the issue is DSG gears are solid. They don't have the weight cutting holes in there.
Yeah, so
you'd have to get a drill press and cut a hole in the exact right place, and then you have to rebalance the gear. Because those holes are cut in order to balance the gear.
Yeah.
Otherwise, a sector gear with the teeth on only one side would be unbalanced.
Yeah.
So, well, actually, I guess a DSG technically is going to be balanced because the gears are mirrored.
Yeah.
You just have to cut the holes in the exact right place in the very first try. Probably possible. Is it worth it? I don't know about that. What?
No, that's interesting. I mean, the thing is, if I say yes, he's going to drop it off and ask us to do it. So.
Well, I would say yes without a promise. Like, we can try. If you want us to experiment on your gun, we will be happy to. But we can't promise it will be. We will do everything in our power. We can't promise it's possible. You agree?
Yeah.
We'll do everything in our power, but it might get expensive, and it might not be possible.
Yeah.
It's the best I can say. I'd be happy to help with that, though. It's fun. Oh yeah, do we want to talk about, well, we got 5 minutes anyway. Do you want to chat about how we do our Spec Ops night here and see if there's any interest?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what I was thinking, okay, so I'll admit, I totally want to take a lot of the missions from this last weekend because they're very applicable to here, and they were really well-written missions. And again, I'd want to check with Cole first to make sure he's okay with that, because he put a lot of time and effort into this. He said he wrote it back in 2007, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you're responding there, so clearly there's something to talk about.
I'm just talking to Harrison from ASG. He's calling me out because I haven't really responded to his messages as of late.
Why not?
It's because I don't have orders. I mean,
So you're just that is a big, if you don't hang out with James, this is exactly James.
Well,
if I don't need you, F off.
It's not that. I love you, Harrison. He drew me a sketch too. He even drew me a sketch.
I remember.
But no, that's one thing if you've ever tried to get in contact with me. And it's not just you, Harrison. It's everyone.
Yeah, no, it's everyone.
I'm very
it's
bad
everyone.
at messaging people back. It's either like I'll read it, I think of a response in my head, and then I forget to respond, or I think, oh, I'll respond later, or I don't have the time for this, and then it just hits to that point where it's like a day later, and I'm like, oh, I can't respond to this right now. It's a day later.
You're such an a-hole.
I know, it's really bad. The thing is, when I was a kid growing up, I texted so much when I was in middle school and high school that I hate text messages. I don't like talking to people anymore. It's just like one of those things, you know?
No, I agree.
It's just like, because at one point I remember being in middle school in band class, and I was getting a message, probably 2 messages every minute. Like, that's how much I would text. Like, at one point in a month I sent like 8,000 texts.
Yeah, I
in
used
1
to do
month.
that.
Yeah, and like it was insane. And then like it's just kind of gotten to the point where like I get triggered when like my phone vibrates. I'm like, ugh, like a notification. Jesse's always giving me trash. He's like, oh, there's it must be nice being popular and having friends, and I'm just like, it's stressful.
Still.
Harrison said, "It's not you, it's me. Story of my life." Tell him my heart is broken. Oh boy, even Jesse's watching, and she's even chiming in. It's hard to get.
I love it.
It's hard to get in contact with him as my girlfriend. As his girlfriend.
No, so if you guys have watched the stream before, you'll know that I trash James constantly, and this weekend was pretty bad. All day.
Yeah, no, it's bad.
It's fun.
It's alright. I'm not on any suicide lists, so it obviously isn't that bad.
Oh God, it's because you laugh. But no, what I was going to say. So, like I said, the way I'd love to run this game is like, for example, one of our favorite missions, the town mission, is I'd love to have our house team, the Rycon guys, be op 4 along with any refs who aren't working that shift. It should be pretty minimal refs needed. I'd rather have them like almost like the op 4 be like semi-reffing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like imagine, like I said, trying to go through one of the halves of this field while there's someone walking a very set patrol at like, a decent pace, and have the field dark enough that it is hard for him to see you and for you to see him, and maybe have the fog on and stuff. Actually, it'd be pretty fun with the fog.
It would be fun, yeah. Now, I would honestly recommend it just because if we're going to be doing stealth missions.
Right, and it just gives that.
And it's just so close.
Makes it a bigger room
Yeah.
way. And you have to like maneuver through and like say we're doing it on near side or probably near side. Well, or far side. Either one works. Like maybe say we're doing it on far side, like you have to get to the police station and recover something or make a transmission and like a few multi-part things and then exfil by the car wash. Like it would be a ton of fun. I'd love to do
fun,
it.
yeah.
Or again, like I said, even the courier mission fits in. The deliver a payload stealthily fits in, where you have like one person that's washing or something. It could be a lot of fun.
Let me overlay this song while I listen to you. Hang on, what is it? I think Harrison's mad at me.
I love when you get called out. It's effing great.
So the real tragedy, Harrison, is I don't think I'll be able to buy you a drink in Vegas this year. I don't believe I'll be going. So stay tuned for that. But sorry, I'll PayPal you like what, $12 for a beer there or something.
It's actually not that bad.
Really?
Well, think about it. They have so many people to compete with.
Yeah.
And like, it actually wasn't too bad.
Okay.
It wasn't, I wouldn't call it cheap, but it wasn't,
It wasn't what you would
a piano bar
expect.
on a Saturday.
Yeah, I guess I can imagine that. But yeah, so more news on that. But looks like scheduling isn't going to allow me to go at this time. But we'll see. We shall see. Yeah.
Right. Maybe last second.
You would buy me the drink? No, that's not how. You don't buy me the drink when I don't respond to your messages. That's not how this works.
Well, maybe it'll get you to respond to more messages.
Yeah, right. It'll be like, hey man, I bought you drinks. Classic salesman. It's alright, but I will be down there, whether it's this year or a million years from now. I'm gonna get into SHOT Show.
Yeah, right.
Even if I even sneak it. I mean, GMR got to go. So yeah, GMR, all of GMR went. They found an FFL to go with. So so they got in.
It's not. You're not supposed to just be able to go unless you're like selling guns.
I will drink a fight milk in your honor. What's a fight milk?
I actually don't know. I'll be honest.
Is that where you like chug milk until you puke?
I doubt that's what he's saying, James. Sometimes you have to consider your context before you start talking.
Hang on, I think I got a link coming. Go away, Tim Sargent. I don't know who Tim Sargent is. See, all these memes from you, like...
Okay, so...
I don't know who these people are. Oh, he's got a BMW though. See? Is that a 335i that I spy on this Tim Sargent?
I'm telling you, AMG is the way to go.
Is that? Do I see the dual exhaust? It is. It's either a 335i or a 340i. Nice. Nice. I was actually looking at oh boy, here we go. See, Harrison always comes through with the links.
Always Sunny, I think.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I'm still confused.
You want even more money? Guess what? We got a great idea for you.
This show is too funny.
First,
Alcoholic dairy-based milk. Okay, there we go. That's what I need. Oh, 235i? Nice. So is that still their inline V6 turbo? I would imagine.
Well, I assume it's a 2 series with the same engine.
Okay, right. Because I know the 1, 2, and 3 series.
BMW's numbering
the
used to make
35i.
BMW's numbering used to make so much sense. It was the series, and the displacement, and the drivetrain. Like
Yeah.
a 330iX was an all-wheel drive 3 Series with a 3-liter in it.
Yeah.
Like it used to make sense.
Yeah.
Now they've gone like the way of Intel, and they're just like, throw numbers at it, make it sound cool.
Exactly, right? I was actually looking at those, you know what surprisingly has been able to retain its value are the Lexus ISFs. With a 5-liter V8 makes about 420 horsepower.
Incredible. Like, of course it retains its value.
But it's like an 08 with 60,000 miles sells for like 30 grand.
And on the same token, what was it? An 05 V12 bi-turbo Mercedes with 600 horsepower sells for like
12 grand.
Yeah,
it's so ridiculous.
I'm telling you, that's what you should get. But okay, now we've really diverged from topic.
It's all right. It's still something interesting to talk about. Definitely more interesting than how
But
I was
actually,
getting at.
Let me. Okay, so we've talked about it, so I'm going to bring it up. Let me show you what you can get for $20,000. An SL65 AMG. I know you're not the biggest fan of the looks. I still think it's very pretty. So, Chad, the SL65 AMG.
I like that.
You can get this.
I never said I didn't like it, did I?
Well, the newer version you liked better, you said.
No, that is the version I like better. Is that? Wait, let me see the headlights. I can tell by the headlights. Yeah.
So
no,
this is the facelifted version of the one I like.
Oh, okay.
The newer version has the square grille like this. Like this is a 2018 one. Look. So that has a square grill, not the swept grill.
Oh, okay.
But either way, is you can get like a 2000. I think it was a 2008 one for like $15,000 to $20,000, and it has 606 horsepower.
You're just hellbent on the whole Mercedes thing.
Dude, I like Mercs.
It's just so expensive.
Okay. Yeah, this is the non-facelifted version. I'll give you the headlight turn, it's pretty.
Dude,
But 738 foot-pounds of torque. That's like 5 of your cars.
Yeah, no, that is.
And it weighs about the same as your car.
Yeah.
And it costs about the same as your car.
I don't know, man. But the maintenance for those, like the
Isn't that bad?
335i's.
Well, okay, the one thing that sucks is that it
Get the new N55 engine.
the Mercedes of that era, kind of like my engine, it's 2 sparks per cylinder. So you have 4 spark plugs. This car has 24 of them.
Oh.
No, I'm saying, you're right, maintenance would be atrocious on that. But, nonetheless.
Hey man, Nissan Pathfinders, those are cool. Nothing wrong with those, Harrison.
Turbo V12. Like,
Charles seems to think that AMG is a waste in this country. Oh, well, okay, I'm sorry, I should have finished reading that before I said it. There's no real place to stretch its legs properly, which is true.
yeah, I mean, 738 foot.
MOSFET, do precocking. Ben, you really don't want to upgrade the Amoeba.
Okay.
With what you want to do,
No, well, okay, I want to make
MOSFET.
something clear. With the Amoeba, the gearbox shell has a very specific shape to fit the stock MOSFET. It is impossible to change the trigger unit. If you want to do that, you need a whole new gearbox shell which will fit the Amoeba body. And then you need a new body that is no longer an Amoeba.
Trust me, the Amoebas are best with upgraded bushings and a high torque motor
Yes.
and 11.1. Just leave it at that
Yeah,
and run it
you
until the
can't-
gearbox cracks. Because it will. You're going to crack the gearbox like every other
Well, that's what I
Amoeba
said.
in
If
existence.
you're running below like 330 FPS, you're probably fine.
Yeah.
It's when you're running, if you're running below 330 FPS with a correct cylinder for your barrel length. That's the
Yeah.
issue with our rentals, is they use, the reason our rentals ones crack is they use a non-ported cylinder. So
Okay.
there's a lot more whack
Yeah,
every
there's
time it shoots.
A lot more force.
Also, the rental ones that have been.
Yeah, that would
How
be-
long have we had those? Like 3 years?
Yeah. I mean, I see a number of players that will crack those as well.
Oh yeah, my point being is it's just the cylinder makes a big difference. And
Yeah.
so a correctly built amoeba, my point, is won't crack as fast.
Yeah. Give you that one.
But nonetheless, if you want to do pre-cocking, you need a custom MOSFET. Therefore, you need a standard version 2 gearbox shell, which doesn't fit an amoeba without a pretty significant modification, and never seems to work quite right after that because the amoeba selector is slightly further forward, a millimeter, compared to a standard version 2 lower, M4 lower.
Yeah.
Then you need a different lower. Then you need a compatible upper receiver, and then it's just not an amoeba anymore.
Yeah. Long story short, just
Buy an Avalon, upgrade that.
upgrade an Avalon.
Yep.
For real.
You'll save money.
Yes,
You'll
honestly
actually
will.
save money buying a new gun and upgrading it than trying to modify an amoeba. As crazy as that is. But I think it's time to wrap. So do you want to do the end of stream announcements, our upcoming things, adult night, nerd
Yeah.
night, blah, yada, yada?
Yeah. I'll glaze over all that fun stuff. So tomorrow, Nerf Night is back. Going to be day 2. Going to be a great day of gaming. Every week we're expecting to see more and more players, just like last year. Should be a lot of fun. Ages 13 and under. Cover charge is $10 per head, and then cover charge, yeah, my bad. But charge $10 per head, goes down depending on how many players you bring in your car. You ask for more information about that the day of. It is, and then also Friday, November 10th is Veterans Day Gaming, 11 to 9 if you're a veteran, or if you have a valid military ID, armed services, not a DoD ID. Then you will play for free. Otherwise, it's $15 for 10 hours of gaming. Pistol Shotgun Night is the 17th, followed right by Adult Night, which is the 18th, Friday and Saturday, respectively. And then we are closed on Thursday for Thanksgiving, so don't show up, please. We will not be there. And then let's see. Oh, Black Friday. We have a lot of crazy Black Friday deals coming up.
Any hints?
I mean, we're going to be doing a lot of blowouts, making room for some new product for this for this upcoming. So anything that you may have seen on the shelves for a while that you've had your eye on, we might see us blowing some stuff out.
So I heard there might be a cool deal with a certain minigun.
Yes, there will be a deal on the minigun. I can't tell you that much, but I can tell you that it's going to be very worth your while.
Yeah, we actually had last Saturday. We had, I think, 2 of them on the field at once. We had
That's
our
crazy.
ref. We had our ref one along with a customer brought one or bought and used one, and it was pretty insane. The refs all want to buy one now. After using it.
Yeah, I'll have to order more Classic Army micro guns.
Right.
But yeah, no, so that should be pretty good. It's going to be a really, really good deal. I mean, you're going to see discounts close to 40% off on some items. Or that's like net, like off retail. Will be that percentage. It should be very good.
Do we want to talk about? There's gaming.
Yes, and that's actually why I brought it up. Not because I can't really talk about the deals just yet.
Can't talk about most of the deals as it is.
Yeah, no, no, they're kind of crazy. Like I know I said 40% off, but like there's a few more that are kind of. There's gonna be one. I think it's like buy a gun, and it's like buy a gas blowback pistol and get like 2 free mags or something like that, which is like $60 worth of mags.
Right.
So, and then you get like a free green gas can too, something like that.
Right.
We're going to be releasing them as the deals, like as we get closer to Black Friday. The deals that we release are going to get better and better and better. Most of them I can't post online due to map.
Right.
So a lot of them they're going to be like 40% off. All this stuff, can't really tell you what it is. 50% off, but
Come in and check it out.
yeah, right. But anyways, so there's going to be Nerf gaming from 9 to 11 a.m. 9 to 12 a.m. And then Airsoft gaming from 12 to 9 p.m. So if you need to drop off your kids to, yeah, I know that's mixed up. I need to fix that on the website. But you come in, drop off your kids, and then you can do all your shopping. We'll make sure that we like lock them in staging so they can't see what you're buying for them. But yeah, so that's going to
With
be
that door we have.
yeah, right. Yeah, oh, that's right. Yeah, right. Awkward. And then lastly, our next upcoming event is going to be the Revenge of the Grinch. That is going to be on Sunday, December 17th. So hopefully we'll be seeing you guys there. That is a mix of Revenge of Star Wars, Revenge of the Sith, and the Grinch. We always like to do our mashup of Star Wars and Christmas themed gaming. Yes, more details to come on the website, but that's just because.
If you want to see more about it, click here.
Yes, yeah.
Oh wait, details to come.
Hey, well, you get to see a picture that you didn't see on the other
There you
game,
go.
so
There you
get
go.
that.
Registration should open this week.
Yes, registration should open this week. But yeah, hopefully this week I can get some more orders done, get some new product in for Black Friday.
Word.
So
Word.
stay
Are we
stay
open,
tuned, guys.
actually on that note, real quick, are we open Christmas Eve for shopping?
Christmas Eve. Oh my God! Like all the ASG employees are here. ASG Bob's in. What's up, Bob?
What's up,
I don't
all?
think we've ever met, but what's up, Bob?
So no gaming Christmas Eve because it's a Sunday, right? But we are open
Christmas
11
Eve?
to 3.
Yes, yeah. So Christmas Eve, we are open 11 to 3 for your last minute shopping, but there will be no Airsoft gaming. I mean, if you unless you know you're not Christian or you don't celebrate Christmas Eve, like go.
There's still no gaming.
Exactly. What I'm saying
You
is
said
like,
there's no gaming unless you're not
well,
Christian.
no.
but
What
there's no
I'm saying,
gaming
like, what I was
no matter
getting
what.
at is like, you know, what I'm getting at is it's that time of the year. Like, go spend time with family. You know, like
Yeah.
go be a good
If
dude.
you're not Christian, enjoy the day off.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. Enjoy the 3 days off. It must be great being Jewish. And when you have like, no, like, let me finish, Jesus Christ. You always laugh when I do my opening, you know, when I open my sentences, and it just makes me sound so much worse. Like, okay, I mean, you really want to go in there. I mean, like, you really want to go into it. Whatever, I'm not gonna make it that.
And with
joke.
that
It's too soon.
bombshell.
No, it must be great. Let me just finish this. It must be great being Jewish because you have all these days off, and you're just like, word.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I'm
You
not
don't
going
get
to
the
church.
days off that you.
That you want.
Yeah.
Well, that's because Jewish holidays are like 3 weeks long.
Church.
Bye!
All right, guys. See you
I
later.
think I gotta cut
Next
James
week.
off at this point. I will see you next week. Dan, what's the Thursday video? Oh, wait. So,
Yeah,
stay
Dan
tuned.
sadly could not make
Yeah,
it.
unfortunately. Stay tuned this Thursday for our usual weekly video. It should be going up, fingers crossed. And next week we'll let you guys know what the topic is when we figure it out.
Yeah.
Um,
We'll post that up usually on Sunday afternoon on the topic of that.
But I call James and go, bro, we haven't thought of something yet. What are we gonna
Yes.
do?
Just about every week.
Yeah, something like that. Except now I work here, so I can just annoy him in person.
Yeah, right. There you go.
So yeah, you should come in this weekend, and I'll be working. So hopefully I'll actually see you this weekend.
Heck yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I enjoyed it. I hope you did as well. And we'll see you soon.
See you later. Is it still live?
Now it is. I'll let you.
Oh, Harrison, I love you if you're still watching.
Bye.